Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well, there's an extraordinary story coming out following Tokyo Sequali's claim a few days ago about this so-called fund, which had literally tens of billions of dollars missing from it. Now, this is a number that I can guarantee you Jacob Zuma would have absolutely no understanding of. We all know what $1 million is. Okay, that's pretty easy to get our head around. It's a lot of money. What about $1 billion? Well, there are probably 1,000 billionaires in the entire world today. What about $1 trillion? There's not one trillionaire at the moment in the world today. Not one trillion. What comes after trillion? It's quadrillion. Okay, quadrillion. I'm not joking. This is fair income. A quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. And in this case, we're talking rands. That's why I say Zuma would have probably jumped off a cliff before he could even get his head around what we're talking about here. And if we think back to the Zim $100 trillion note, that would be petty cash when you start talking about quadrillions. And clearly, this case where they talk about 41 quadrillion dollars, not dollars, sorry, let me get my terminology right, 41 quadrillion rand being stolen. There isn't that much money or assets in the world today. It's bullshit. You can't steal 41 quadrillion. The entire pension funds, which are the major assets South Africa's got today, are worth about 6 trillion rand. That's about 0.6% of 1 quadrillion. So where the heck are they going to come up with 41 quadrillion? But they have. And the Hawks are investigating this. The Hawks Specialized Crime Unit says it is officially investigating 2 cases of alleged theft, totaling over 41 quadrillion rand. The claim match with allegations made by senior ANC official Tokyo Sequali last week, where he alleged that an obscene amount of money had been stolen from the public coffers. Now, interesting, that money was supposed to be used to help the poor and needy in South Africa. But the ANC cadres, the members of parliament, somehow got their hands on this money, which certainly is not 41 quadrillion. Even if it was 41 billion, it would be a huge number. But that's 1,000th of 41 quadrillion. No, sorry, no, 1,000. Okay, I'm pulling a Zuma here now. I forgot about the trillions. It's about 1/1,000,000th of the amount. 41 billion rand, believe it or not, is about 1/1,000,000th of the amount of 41 quadrillion. There's no way on Mother Earth that that sort of money exists in the first place. But let's continue. While not directly mentioning Sequali by name, the Hawks said that the cases were opened by an individual claiming to be appointed by the presidency as a forensic investigator. The complainant submitted 2 documents, one at 101 pages and another at 213 pages, alleging that funds were looted and lost to money laundering, fraud, and other serious crimes. The first allegation, the complainant stated that he was appointed as a forensic investigator on the 6th of May 2013 by the presidency. In support of his appointment, a 2-page document signed by the erstwhile employee of the Department of Public Services and Administration, or DPSA, was attached as part of the 101-page document. The purported authority included documents titled Power of Attorney signed by numerous representatives of tribal authorities. In this case, the complainant reported theft of gold worth 163 trillion rand, which was recorded between 1966 and 2021. The DPSA indicated that its former employee did not have authority to sign the letter, which is now used by the complainant. The second allegation, now this is the biggie. I mean, this is straight out of Fruit Loop territory. In the second case, the same complainant stated that he was appointed by the presidency through the DPSA on the 6th of May 2013. In this case, he reports in his 213-page document the allegations of money laundering, fraud, theft under false pretenses, high treason, and racketeering. The amount lost is recorded as, now, Jacob Zuma, take a seat, okay? Because you wouldn't have a clue how to say this number. The amount lost is recorded as 41 quadrillion, 380 trillion, 513 billion, 104 million rand. Bullshit. There's not that much money in the world today. Anyway, let's continue. The Hawk said the theft includes the alleged money stolen from the former African leader Gaddafi, which was investigated and found to be untrue. In response to the allegations, the Hawk said it is systematically searching for the truth. Other allegations are reported to be the withholding of White Spiritual Boy and Spiritual Wonder Boy accounts. Now, it's interesting because at that meeting where Sekwali spoke publicly, there was actually a member of the South African Reserve Bank present, and he admitted that they knew about this account at the SARB. So apparently this little piece is true, but you wonder where this red herring comes with this 41 quadrillion. This is probably trying to just take people off what's actually going on. Anyway, let's continue. The Hawk said, concerns include loaning money from International Monetary Fund at high interest rates when countries have enormous reserves in terms of White Spiritual Boy and Spiritual Wonder Boy accounts. The Hawk said it has taken note of internet reports relating to White Spiritual Boy and Spiritual Wonder Boy accounts across the globe. The national head of the DPCI, Lieutenant General Labea, has personally perused the files and directed closer collaborations on the investigators of 4 matters that require similar attention. They shall be working closely with the prosecutors that handled these allegations in the past. The Hawks shall leave no stone unturned before reaching any conclusion on these matters. Well, to me this is a complete and utter red herring, but let's continue. Sekwali's allegations were first made in an interview with Enka, where he said that billions of rands were deposited with the South African Reserve Bank from a so-called heritage fund, which has subsequently gone missing. He said that the fund itself contained trillions of rands that were used by African nations for philanthropic and development purposes. However, responding to these statements, the SARB said it had no record of the money or the fund itself, saying that it was likely that the businessman was scammed. It said it had previously received correspondence from Sekwali and many others alleging that billions of rands had been stolen from a fund that had been referred to as the White Spiritual Boy Trust, and which was set up by a foreign donor. Subsequent investigations by the South African Reserve Bank confirmed that it had no record of the existence of the said fund, and it had advised Sekwali in writing, given the South African Reserve Bank's experience and knowledge of this and other similar matters, it could only conclude that the alleged fund was a scam. In a press briefing last week, Sekwali doubled down on the allegations, saying he had documents proving that the money went missing and that he had a case number with the South African Police Service showing that it was being investigated. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about this, when it comes to the White Spiritual Boy Heritage Fund and the other one, is that there were, once again, there was one of the shareholders of the South African Reserve Bank present at that meeting, and you can see it in the video that I published last week, where he actually says, yes, I know about that account at the South African Reserve Bank, so why does it suddenly not exist if one of the shareholders of the South African Reserve Bank said it did? But 41 quadrillion rand? You've got to be joking. I mean, really, seriously. I'm a trillionaire. I've got a 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar note. Okay, so I'm a trillionaire, even though this thing is worth not even the paper it's printed on. If there was 41 quadrillion rand floating around South Africa, South Africa would make the USA and China financially look like dwarfs. In fact, rather like somewhere like Papua New Guinea in comparison to the wealth of South Africa. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is complete and utter bullshit. But it's interesting how they're trying to take you into diversional ways so they can get people distracted. Please remember to register on lovinglifetv.com. Please remember to subscribe to Loving Life on YouTube. Please ring the bell on YouTube to get the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.